If you want to continue to follow our adventure, click subscribe. So you don't miss anything, click the bell notification. Hello, Laughs on the Road subscribers and followers. I know I've come to you and I've talked a lot about the downsides and the negative sides of full-time RVing, free campsites, that kind of thing. But with every lifestyle, any kind of lifestyle, there are the good, the bad, and the ugly. Sometimes it takes a little effort to get through the bad and the ugly to find the good. As I've documented, we have left South Dakota. We drove south about 300 miles into Nebraska to find a free campsite that had free electric. The problem was it didn't have internet. And I'll put a link to that video right here. I can't tell you how disappointed I was. We decided the next morning we were going to just finish up, get our dishes or some of the laundry caught up, grab a bucket of water, and we just headed on to the next camp. We headed east another 100 miles and got to a campground. This is absolutely incredible. The city park. It has free electric, free water hookup. You can hook right up to it. I mean, it simulates a paid campground. I mean, it has a dump station, but here's where things get really interesting. It's got free internet. I've never experienced free internet. So we don't even have to turn on the truck key. Remember, our truck provides our internet. We're not having to run the generator. We're not having to turn on the truck. We're not having to do anything except decompress. It has been a pretty long summer. This is probably the hardest boondocking we've done since we started our adventure over a year ago. We've had to search out for water constantly. We've never done that. Usually we stay at campgrounds that have water, or we have a real good source close by. We've really been pushing, going into resource mode, conserving water, conserving gasoline for the generators, conserving food, because everything was so far away to get to. This has been a real challenging summer. It was good for us, don't get us wrong. I think we learned a lot, and we now know that we can do it. And we probably will do it more often. Maybe not for such long stretches. We have noticed that we had been conserving the amount of water we were drinking. We were really, well, for example, we were only drinking 2 pots of coffee a day. Now, that's a pot for me, a pot for Carolyn. We were not going over. Some days we wouldn't even drink the second pot because of water conservation. That's how important water was. Here, last night, we actually made a 3rd pot. It was fun. It was great. It was like, hey, let's have another cup of coffee. We can drink more water now. We like to drink plenty of water, stay hydrated. We both think it's very healthy for us. For the last 2.5 months, we've restricted how much we drank water. So that tells you, here we actually had to remind ourselves, oh, we can drink all the water we want. There's no conservation mode. The inverter. Every time the refrigerator kicks on, the inverter has to kick on. So you got this whining, howling. What it is the fans running. And so you got to listen to that. Well, over time, you get used to it. I actually have gotten where I'm accustomed to making sure that I know the refrigerator's kicking on by listening for that. If I feel like, wow, it hasn't ran for a while, what's wrong with the fridge? Well, here you can actually hear the refrigerator kick on. Tick. And you just hear that little tick noise that it does to kick on, and think, oh, there's no inverter. So actually we've kind of gotten where we miss the inverter, but it's a very nice type of missing. It's quite comforting actually to just be able to sleep without hearing that inverter kick on. I wear earplugs to try to disguise the noise. And then finally, this is a small town. I don't understand how these small towns can afford to run a campground that has free electric, free water, free Wi-Fi. They do ask for a small donation, but that's fine. I mean, I'm more than happy to give them a few bucks for this. But, I mean, it's a small town. But that being said, there's a gas station right across the street. So Carolyn and I have spoiled ourselves a couple nights now. And we've walked across the street, got ourselves some ice cream, some snack food. You don't get to enjoy things like that. Now, here is the downside to this, and I've reported on this a lot. There are 3 campers here that it's obvious they're homeless. They've been here a while, you can tell, because the grass is starting to grow up around the side of the camper. Carolyn and I, our gut instinct kicked in, that kind of thing. Here's the thing I think I've noticed about homelessness. I think homelessness in RVs, I don't think it gets too bad up in the north. Down south, I think it gets worse. Down in Florida, we ran into a lot of homeless. The thing about Florida and California and the southern states is the homeless don't have to leave when it gets cold. Here in Nebraska, of course, they're going to shut this place down. They'll shut off the water and maybe even the electricity, but I don't know. But they're definitely going to have to shut off the water in the wintertime. So that means that, you know, every year people are going to be, even the homeless are going to be moving out of here because they don't have the resources they need that they got for free while they were here. You know, I just wish there was a better way to control this. I do understand this is a free campground with free electric, free water. So they're not going to put a lot of resources into making sure everybody's following the rules. I get it. They can't afford it. If you're giving a free service away, you should be able to not have to monitor it. Now, they do have surveillance cameras around here. The place is very well kept, but I don't think they're monitoring the stay limit. People are going to stay. We saw this in Virginia too. Down south, you can tell that people are starting to stay long stretches at a time, you know, seasons. Where in the north, it's just the summertime activity, you know, people come out in their tents, but they got to leave. That is an advantage to the homelessness up here in the north that I think the south doesn't have. But it is still saddening to see that no matter where you go, the homeless are there, and you can always tell, you know, when your gut instinct kicks in, that there's activities going on that Carolyn and I aren't comfortable with, you know, illegal activities. You can just feel it. It's a feeling, you know, gut instinct. I've said it many times. Everybody says, follow your instincts, gut instincts. Well, here they are. Well, here it's not so bad because, I mean, the police station is just across the road, that kind of thing. So if everything got out of hand, we could just call the police. So much different experience here than it has been out in the national forest and the grasslands. This is wonderful, and we're going to try to do this as much as possible, find these free campgrounds that have free electric, and make sure we spend money. That's the key. Make sure you spend money in town, and make sure you've provided donations. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Quick like if you like video, and happy travels.